Hello and welcome to episode 20 of From Dust. That's right, 20. We are on to the 20th episode. We have officially had as many episodes of From Dust as Travel has on the main series. So holy crap. Summer, my contract is up. I can leave.
It's time to
Wow.
renegotiate, Dylan.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I want a raise or I'm walking.
Welcome to the. I'll give you a 200% raise.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome to the solo RPG show From Dust, where I'm on my own now, I guess. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. It's been so long since we did episodes like sequentially the way we were supposed to and alternating weeks. So I'm very excited to be here. But it's been a hot minute since I got to check in with any of you. So let's go around, do some check-in and some intros and all that good stuff. Starting with, as always, Summer. How have you been? What have you been doing?
I'm sick.
Yay!
Yay. I woke up. Well, I've been feeling so the weather is changing here. And I generally get kind of ill whenever the weather changes drastically, when it goes from like being, like 80 degrees every day to like 60 degrees. And this season has wrecked me. I've been feeling kind of sick for a couple of days, and then yesterday I had like 102 fever most of the day, which is so, what's really fun is being super sick and also taking care of a baby at the same time.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Who doesn't give a shit how you feel? It's like playtime, 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 and I'm like, I can't cuddle you right now. I'm very sick. I don't want to get you sick. But other than that, let me think. My life has been promo for the past week. I have been fighting with Apple to get so podcasts, right? When you upload your first podcast, generally, like, you have to have something in your feed to submit to Apple for them to approve your podcast. So you can't just like, in theory, if you didn't have anything to submit before your first episode, like you don't have a promo, like a trailer or anything like that, you have to submit your first episode, and then it would potentially go live anywhere from 1 to 3 most likely, but up to like 10 days after you post your first episode, which isn't a good look when you're trying to, like, promote your podcast. You want to have somewhere to send people. And like SoundCloud is great, which is what I use to like host it rather than like Podbean or something else. And then Spotify was like, we're on board, whatever. Spotify's really fast about approving podcasts. Like, I think it was within 30 minutes that they approved. Yeah. But Apple is a whole other thing. But that's like what most people use to listen to podcasts. So
fucking weirdos.
I was like, I'm going to be really smart. And I did promos for Twitter. And I was like, I'm just going to upload those to SoundCloud. Just grab the audio, upload that, submit that to Apple, and they'll approve it, because there's nothing against just submitting like a 1-minute clip to Apple, so that by the time the podcast goes live, we will already have the link ready to go. Submitted it. Says it's going to be done within like 72 hours. 3 days goes by. 5 days goes by. Like, I am waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Apple, finally, I go to check the page, and it's like, this service is temporarily unavailable. Try again later. It's like that for 2 days. I did this way in advance, by the way, because I was like, I'm not gonna fuck around. I'm not gonna. It was 2 weeks in advance.
Yeah.
And so finally, I emailed Apple, and I was like, the service is unavailable. I can't check on my podcasts. Can you please help me? And they were like, oh, sorry, our technicians are working on it. And then literally as soon as I got that email, it was up again. And both of them had been denied.
Oh, no.
And I was like, fuck you. And so I emailed them back right away and was like, what the fuck? I actually like pulled references of other podcasts, because it said the reason it had been denied because it looked like test material. Like, it wasn't. So I literally typed in trailer on podcasts and pulled up like 18 different like 1-minute clips from other podcasts, threw them all in the email, and was like, why are these getting approved and the other ones aren't? And they were like, oh, well, it looks like you didn't fill out your bio in SoundCloud. So like some of the metadata is defaulted to podcast from off the table, which I was like, that's what it is. So why is that a problem? So
That's
I was
what
like,
I want.
okay, fuck you. That's what it is. But I'll go fill out my bio. Ding, ding, ding. So I did that. I had another podcast that's been approved that didn't have the bio filled out in SoundCloud. So who the fuck knows what they're. I mean, somebody listens to them and just was like, oh, it doesn't seem like an actual podcast. So I put trailer in the title. Fucking changed everything and it got approved yesterday, 2 days before the podcasts are going live. So I'm just like, so that's been my life, is just doing promo and dealing with Apple being a total bitch.
Yeah, I mean, obviously having a human check stuff is good for quality control.
Oh yeah.
You mentioned that Spotify approved in like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Spotify does not use humans. I am almost certain. And I'm going to go ahead and admit to a crime right here on the internet that I'm not going to get into trouble for. So for a long time, especially when I was in college, I had Spotify on like the student rate, which is much cheaper and gets you a bunch of extra stuff. And so I was like, hell yeah, why would I not do this? I listen to music all the time. I'm tired of hearing these stupid ads while I'm taking the bus for an hour and a half to 2 hours each way to college. But then, I finished college and was like, well, I still have the subscription, so that's nice. And then they were like, we're renewing your subscription for another year. And I was like, well, that's nice. Do you need anything from me? And they were like, no. And I was like, okay. And then like a year after that, they were like, we're not sure you're a college student anymore. And so I was like, I'm broke. I had like, I don't know, $20 in my bank account at the time. And I was like, I'm broke. Do I say, well, that sucks? Or do I say, oh, I'm totally still in college and see what they say? And so I was like, I'm totally still in college. And they were like, we couldn't verify that. Could you send us a picture of some kind to prove this? And so I logged into my college. I went to my transcript, which is created in an HTML page because it's a web transcript. And I inspected the element and changed the date to be current and sent them a screenshot of that. And they were like, you're good. And that took like 15 or 20 minutes or some shit. They were like, we have a verification service that this needs to run through. And I was like, how's this? And they're like, great.
Dylan, that is not even hardly a crime. I still use my student ID to get discounts at restaurants. Are you kidding me? They're like, we do student discounts. I'm like, I'm keeping this forever. Like,
criminals on our humble stream.
I still look the exact same. So I was like,
I don't.
I'm gonna fucking use this to get half off of my chips and salsa. Like,
I don't use the student Spotify anymore. I am now on like one of those conglomerate like family Spotify plans with my parents and my sister. But yeah, at the time I was like, I'm a dirty crimer, but I'll do it.
Yeah, criminal. I've told you my thief story, so I can't talk. But just doing a lot of promo. Got a cast together for a new Monster Hearts game, which is gonna be fresh as fuck.
Hell yeah.
Ooh. I've just been desperate to run that game for so long, and because I feel like my peak of who I am is creating teenage drama. Mm-hmm. So I am really excited to just be a bunch of shitty high schoolers in NPC form.
I wonder if that's going to change as the years go by. Like, as you continue role-playing over time, is that still going to be your shtick? Like, and I wonder this because I wonder if there's going to be a day where you are still role-playing shitty teenagers in high school. And I say that with zero judgment, but also you will have a teenage son. And if so, what will that be like? That sounds amazing.
Yeah. I think it's going to be chill. I mean, that's like somebody asked me if my brand of boning in every game was going to change now that my mom started watching my games. I was like, why would that? I have a baby. She knows. I mean, like
at least once.
At least one time. Like Only once, Mom. Don't worry.
That was it.
But no, why would I stop? Why would I chill? My mom knows. She has 2 kids.
Yeah.
Shauna
Well,
fucks.
and I mean, I think there is room for people to be awkward, embarrassed, and embarrassed in like intergenerational conversations around sex and sexuality. But like, you gotta know if you're tuning into a show
Yeah.
that like there's a chance that the show will move into territory that you might not be comfortable with your parent or child, and you just, and especially like, I don't know how you are with your family, Summer, but I know how you are with literally everyone else. And it seems like it would be pretty obvious going in. Like, there's gonna be some smooching, there's gonna be some boning down. Like, that's gonna happen. And if you're not there for that, don't watch it.
Yeah. I think my mom is there for it, though.
Well, good. Good.
Which
I'm happy for both
really
of
good.
you.
Yeah. I don't know if my dad would be, but my mom. My mom is definitely down.
Nice.
Anyway.
Kiana, how have you been?
I've been good. Things have happened since last time. I released my first DM's Guild adventure.
Yes.
On the 9th, so that's been wild. We hit Copper bestseller. We also got Pick of the Week on the DM's Guild newsletter this past week, so that was cool. So it's been really great seeing people grab it and have fun with it. I've been getting a bunch of like live tweet threads and stuff like that. I think that the best compliment that I've had so far was today, where somebody said it was murder wife seal approval.
Yes.
I mean, I did design a murder wife.
Of course you did. While we're on the topic of brands.
Yeah, she's a Glastig, which is a fae, which I can only describe as a beautiful woman who has goat legs, who likes chilling by streams, and she also can suck your blood. She likes luring men with her enchanting songs and sucking their blood.
I'm here for it.
I like all aspects of this woman.
Mark me as scared and horny.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's in there as the lady in green, so I love her. But yes, I did get told that apparently the player that was going through it literally said out loud, "Why won't she step on me already?" And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is lay down.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she's already a little bit taken by a certain archdevil.
Kiana, as we've seen in this game, that don't mean shit.
It might mean shit if her girlfriend is Zerial. Also surprised I made Zerial gay in this DM's Guild adventure and nobody can stop me.
No one can stop you.
Yeah.
Too
powerful.
I created with Donathan Fry, a very good friend of mine. And I was just like, "Hey Don, so what if we did this?" It's like, yeah. Let's go.
I love the gays. Let's do it.
Yeah, he's been great. But yeah, so if you like Fae bullshit, and if you like hell bullshit, and you like both of them, and you're the same adventure, also with Lulu, the cutest fucking holophant ever. So if you want to have a best friend of a tiny flying elephant, so it's this adventure. You should go get that.
I like all of these things. Kiana, when are you running it for me?
I could, whatever. Big bad con. But other than that, I got a tattoo today. Like, I literally came from my tattoo appointment to here. So it's gonna be. We put on the numbing agent right before we put the plastic wrap on. So I'm just slowly starting to feel it.
Oh no.
Which is fine. It's just like, yes. My body's like, what the fuck did you do?
Why would you do this to me?
You just scratched it up, you know.
Just stabbed it a bunch of times with tiny little needles.
I mean, that's just normal procedure for you, right?
It makes me want another tattoo so bad.
You said...
I'm already thinking about my next one, but...
You said, I think when we were doing debrief for episode 19, last episode, you said that, like, you were like, heads up, I'm going to be coming directly from getting a tattoo. And all I could think was, like, are you sure? Like, we could just push it late or do anything else other than have you be like, okay, well, just got stabbed in the arm a bunch of times. I'm going to head straight home and play a game. Like... But I hats off to your dedication and your endurance, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's mostly you're just gonna see me yawn a lot because it's like
it makes you sleepy.
It makes you very tired because you're literally being stabbed. Your body's trauma response is, oh right, we're gonna pass out then, I guess.
I once got a tattoo and then immediately went out drinking with my friends and then had to go to the airport at 3 a.m.
No, Summer.
So I was just awake. I just got a tattoo, went and drank a lot, went to the airport, got on a plane.
Why?
Just decisions that I made.
Sometimes
it's fine.
Sometimes I wonder who lets you be an adult.
No one, and everyone keeps trying to revoke my license, but they can't have it.
Oh my word! Oh gosh. Well, Summer, I'm glad you're not dead somehow. I'm glad that you're powering through to be here. Oh, Adam, how have you been?
Hey, my wife's Warlock's patron Zariel. Just want to throw that out there.
Oh, nice.
Ideas. Anyway, I've actually had a pretty chill couple of weeks. Just had some family move back in, which means noise, which means can't record. So I got Spritz the Goblin episode 1 out weeks ago. I was hoping to get started on number 2. Couldn't really though. Planned on it this week. Set some time aside with my family to be like, "Hey, shut up! Let me record." It ended up turning into a single hour yesterday. So before I went to pick up my wife from work, I'm like, "Quick, record everything as possible." So maybe I'll have an episode out in a couple days. We'll see. I still haven't gone through any of the takes, so don't know how anything sounds. Hopefully good. But beyond that, I couldn't do that much work, so I treated myself a bit. I pretty much enjoyed just 2 straight weeks of chilling video games. Friend of mine, I'm broke, so I didn't think I was going to get Borderlands 3, but a buddy's like, here, have Borderlands 3. So I have Borderlands 3 now. So I've been playing that and enjoying that. Went with Flack, of course, me and my trusty skag companion. Having a great time. And beyond that, we were going to have the finale to my D&D campaign this week, but a friend was really sick, didn't want him to miss out. So I ended up running Call of Cthulhu, the last module in the starter kit for the rest of my group. And a couple of my friends still hadn't played it yet, so now they've drinking the punch, and the group is like, hell yeah, Call of Cthulhu. So we're in the process of figuring out. We know we want to do more D&D after Waterdeep's over. We're thinking about Avernus. We're looking into some of the others, but they definitely want to keep Call of Cthulhu on the menu.
Yeah, it's a good change from.
Yeah,
D&D.
I love it. It's a great one shot thing here and there. Great palate cleanser.
Yeah. Yeah, I've only ever run it as one shot.
Mm-hmm.
But I find that's nice because then I don't have to hold back.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I love about it too.
I don't have to worry about killing them because then it's like, yeah, all right, I'll just murder you.
And the thing is, that's what my players love because, I have a half and half mix of pretty seasoned and very new D&D players, so that's their only frame of reference.
Mm-hmm.
So Call of Cthulhu is just a wonderful breath of fresh air for them. They're like, wow, it's nice to be vulnerable.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
you get.
I'm not a superhero.
Call of Cthulhu is just you get fucked.
Uh huh.
I feel like it's
just a normal guy.
I feel like it's a really good gateway drug into trying other systems, because I think it has a similar, like, crunch and strategic play style to it.
Yeah, and it's a little less combat. It's a little less combat, which is interesting. Just because D&D is such a combat-focused game. Call of Duty is a good shift away from that to focusing away from combat to skills.
Yeah.
Which I like a lot.
I was kind of surprised because, like I said, we just did the starter module, and then we used the pre-written characters. So, like, I didn't really expect a whole lot of roleplay out of that, but, like, my group just ran with it. Especially, like, there's something really fun about role-playing a character that you just got introduced to, like, 10 minutes before.
You got to
these are my bonds and everything. Like, the module was set in New York, and one of my players, their character happened to be from New York, and they happened to be attached to the mob. So they, like, ran out and, like, got the mob to help them with, like, the situation. So, like, the mob helped kept, like, Eldritch Horror out of the world. So, thank you.
Of course.
Incredible. I love it. Yeah.
So when do you get cultist racketeering?
But yeah, no, they have some really good, like, pre-made modules and stuff like that. Not as many as, like, D&D had, obviously, but, like, yeah, and there's a lot of really good material out there. Like, I stole one of their starter adventures, I think, and adapted it. I think the most memorable part of that was that I was just like, okay, there's body parts in this house somewhere. And I was at one point, they were like in the kitchen, and this house has been abandoned for a couple of months. I'm like, all right, there's a hand in that pot. Have fun with it. And so it just became this whole thing of hand soup. So they were just like stirring it, and suddenly there's a hand.
That's some.
And
their
whole thing was they were supposed to get the wedding ring for somebody.
Nice.
So that was a real fun moment of like, it's there. Go get it.
I have a hunger only hands can satisfy.
I didn't have to give them Eldritch Horrors. I
just gore.
Just give them a hand.
Oh, Adam.
We walked right into that one. Let's be real.
Oh, damn. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that your group is like sort of dipping their toes into trying some new stuff. You need to get them into some Dungeon World. Get them into some Powered by the Apocalypse.
What I really want to get them into is masks.
Ooh,
because fun fact, I love like teen superhero stuff. Loved Teen Titans, loved X-Men Evolution. So that game is exactly my cup of tea, and I've really enjoyed the PBTA stuff that we've done so far. So far, the only I've experienced. But like I was hardcore listening to the Protean City Comics like podcasts. Nice. Like absolutely wonderful stuff, and I'm super psyched about it, and none of my friends are. Sadly, none of them like superheroes, really, man.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I mean, if you can get them into like, so this is what I like to do: is I get people into the mechanics of PBTA. I find a PBTA game that is their jam, and I get them into that, and then I'm like, what if we could do this, but like this, right? Like, what if we could do Dungeon World, but instead of Dungeon World, it's like you're a bunch of teenagers in high school, but you're also monsters. Monster Hearts, easy sell. What if it's like, okay, you really like how playbooks and moves work. What if we did that, but imagine this like sci-fi, like a post-apocalyptic dystopia that's like vanilla Apocalypse World. So, especially because you can really easily one shot with PBTA. It's a great way to be like, try it out, get addicted to it. First one's free. But one thing that I actually have never done is play any PBTA game by the book, because pretty much every Power by the Apocalypse game says, sit down, make your characters, make a little bit of the world, and then just start playing right then. I have never done that. I always session zero it. I get that stuff done beforehand. I get an idea of where I want to go, what sort of things I want to like start putting in front of people. And like, despite the fact that I'm a pretty improvisational GM at this point, like I just don't. I always session zero it. And I feel like, especially with a home group, that is totally a thing that you can easily do. Just be like, we're going to jump right in, right at the get-go, and just see where it goes. And I feel like that, I don't know. If your group's interested in branching out, and they like the aspect of meeting a new character right off the bat, then get them hooked on the RPG crack is what I think. Let's see what has happened in Dylan's world in the last 2 weeks. I took a week off. I took a vacation, which was much needed. Came back and immediately was stressed again, so that's fine. But the vacation itself was very good. And I've been doing some other fun stuff, playing a lot of Minecraft. That's not new. Although I've been more busy this week, so less actually playing. And also, so I'll get to the thing that it is. I'm gearing up toward a thing on Monday, and I'll get to that in a second. But part of like gearing up to something is the interim period. I feel less motivation to do stuff that's not that. So I'm launching a Minecraft server, a community Minecraft server on Monday. Take a look at the Discord and my Twitter for the thing, or on my website at twitch.dylangrinder.com/grinderguard for more information on that server and how you can apply to be on it. The application only exists to keep assholes and trolls out, so don't feel like it's a gatekeeping thing, etc., etc. Okay, spiel out of the way. I'm doing that. I'm very excited for this. We're launching on Monday at noon. I'm going to be streaming. I'm also starting a new streaming slot on my channel where I'll be streaming Minecraft every Monday at noon. So Minecraft Mondays are going to be a thing now. And I'm super excited for it, but also like it's in a different world from the one that I've been playing in. And so I keep being like, I don't know what I want to work on in the world that I'm in right now. Like I don't want to abandon the one that I'm in right now because it's different and I like the ways that it's different. But I'm in like this pre-honeymoon phase. I'm in the engagement phase, I guess, for this Minecraft server, where I'm excited for all of the possibilities that I can do over there, and it's hard for me to like log into Minecraft and do other stuff instead of just being like, I could just start the server and start working now, like, which I could do. Like, I have the power. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna hold myself to it. Monday's gonna be the big day. It's gonna be exciting and a lot more fun if I wait for Monday to do that. And like the whole process of setting up a Minecraft server, and not doing a Realm server, but doing like an actual like hosted server is incredibly opaque. Like it is. There is so little like actually useful information out there for like, this is how you set it up, this is what you do, this is like, and probably like 50% of the reason I went with the host that I ended up going with was not cost, was not like rave reviews or like amazing features or something. It just was like they have a knowledge base that's searchable and actually like gives you step-by-step directions for stuff. But like in addition to that, like having to figure out which version of Forge do I need in order to have these mods, and like what needs to be on the server and what needs to be in the client. How do I make it like easily digestible for people who aren't me to know which things to download so they can play on the server with me? Like there's been so much setup work that was done that like, and I knew that was going to be a whole involved process. So I started working on that like a while ago and was just like chugging away at it. And then sometime around Tuesday, I want to say, Monday or Tuesday, I was like, and I'm done. Oh fuck, now I don't have anything to like work on with this project for the week in between. So what I'm saying is don't be responsible and do things beforehand. Always do things right up to the deadline, because otherwise you just don't know what to do with yourself. So yeah, that's my life. But the other thing that's my life is this game that I am super stoked for. And with that amazing segue, do we want to launch into playing some Dungeon World?
Yeah.
Give me that sweet recap.
Yeah, so, previously on From Dust, God, what even happened? Oh right, Farron had a conversation with the Bonds Mage. The Bonds Mage that walked into the inn at the end of episode 18 approached Farron and introduced himself as Nerum. When Farron was a little dodgy about whether they were actually Farron or just, no, I'm just a different bard with a giant scythe. You must be thinking of somebody else. Nerum froze everyone in the inn, which, was not disconcerting at all for any of the people present. And then had a surprisingly, kind of creepy, but also, pleasant conversation with Farron that was like, no, I'm not here to kill you because obviously you're not dead. And I'm not here to, bring you into the cops because, that's just not my jam. And also I'm a necromancer, so, people are a little weird about me already. But you have this scythe that I want, and I'm willing to make a trade for it. What would you like? And Farron was like, a necromancer, you say? Well, we have an undead problem that we would love help with. If you could just, give us a hand. And Farron was like, say no more. Say no more. Just let me know when you're going and I'll go with you. And Farron was like, I was really hoping that I wouldn't have to spend any more time in your creepy presence. But sure, that's fine. And then Farron was like, ta-ta, and left and unfroze everyone, and it was fine. Except for Farron being kind of freaked out by the whole experience. And the big news that I know Summer was very excited about is that everyone went to sleep. Everyone had a rest. They got half of their max HP back. Most of them are at full health. You may notice by the overlay that Farron, unfortunately, still is not. He is a fragile boy. And yeah, there was some leveling up that happened. The party discussed the situation with Nerum and whether or not to actually take him up on the offer, despite the fact that Farron had already signed a contract, a magical contract, thus sort of making the point a little moot. There was arguing amongst the Elisurdran elves about whether they were comfortable bringing this Bonds Mage in, and additionally whether they wanted to bring other Bonds Magi in as a fallback in case Nerum turns on them at the end. The end decision, if I recall, was that they would go with that plan unless they could find any other plan that didn't involving more powerful people in the knowledge of Elisurdran's existence. Because they're not super big fans of that. So with that in mind, they have now teleported back to Sanctuary, after Farron said some heartfelt goodbyes to each of his parents, and ran into his high school ex, who was oddly similar to a certain human in the party.
Cool guy. Great guy.
What a nice guy he was.
What a hunk.
And they teleported to Sanctuary, where Arrow has planned to meet up with Mab and beseech her for assistance in Elisurdran. And I believe where we left off was actually you teleporting to just outside the city. So we come back in. It is getting on toward the evening, if I remember right, because the world is big, but this area of the world isn't big enough for time zones to be a huge difference. So it is getting on toward evening at the moment, but there's still some last precious few hours of sunlight. What do you do? Or wait, actually, no, I don't think you teleported to outside the city, did you? You teleported
We were starting to teleport. And that was it.
You were going to teleport into the raunchy goblin, weren't you?
into one of the rooms.
Oh, right, I forgot. Oh, Lord.
Because there's only so many places that I know.
I love
And
that.
the Raunchy Goblin is also really close to wherever the fuck they went, so Farron is basically choosing the room that they stayed in.
Yep.
Because worst case scenario, there's like 1 or 2 people in there.
That is worst case scenario.
That's a pretty bad scenario.
Yeah.
All right, let me take a look at our little time. Yeah, I think it's technically still Pashesi. We might be on into Morgul, so it's the fall. Yeah, okay. And you don't have to roll anything for your teleportation, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so
I just do it, Dylan.
Space warps, and you find yourself standing in a sparsely furnished wood room, candle guttering low near a wide open window, and a sleeping person, fortunately. There's a person sort of like drunk sleeping in a bed, not far from any of you as you stand in this room that was not really meant to hold this many people. There are the 3 of you and then also the additional 2 Elisurdran elves, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
And then this person who is asleep, just sort of packed into this room. What do you do?
Ara's gonna lean over to look out the window. First floor, second floor?
Second floor.
Great. That's not that far. You said it was open, so I'm just gonna jump out the window.
Yeah, Fletch is very slowly drawing her sword.
Why?
And, like looking toward the person in the bed.
Just give her a look. Like,
she gives you a look back, like, what if they wake up?
what if they wake up? I'm going out the window and like nodding. Follow me out the window. It's not that far. We can fall. It's fine.
All right.
We've done this before. We've literally done this exact thing before. These 2 have experience now jumping out windows. What do you want?
All right. I think this is a defy danger.
Sure.
The danger being that you're gonna land ungracefully.
Dex?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. Let's go.
Miss. Damn it! I was really hoping that you were just gonna be like, "Come on, we could just go out the window." And you go out like face plant.
He like drops out like a fucking cat, lands on his feet, and is
do.
looking out the window like, "Get out of here."
Yeah, Fletch will sigh, and with some encouragement from Willow, will follow you out the window. Theron and Gregor, what do you do? Are you also taking the window route? You're right next to a door.
I'm not jumping out the window.
Yeah, we're going out the door.
Y'all are gonna get caught. You were gonna get caught.
What are they
We're
gonna
buddies,
say?
whatever.
They're gonna say, "Stop robbing me." They're gonna start screaming.
Don't worry, I have a plan.
Do what you
Farron,
want.
just in case.
All right. I think as the 2 of you turn toward or move to leave the room via the door, Willow, who is standing on the windowsill, like measuring her jump, looks back at you and gives you like a thumbs up, like good luck. And
He's like holding out his hand to like, I mean, it doesn't really do anything, but to steady once they hit the ground.
Yeah, because I mean, Willow is still not in great health. If I remember correctly, she's got.
Can I literally catch her?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's another defy danger to avoid, like
Getting hurt.
Yeah, or dropping her, or making a buttload of noise, or any of those
Sure.
potential things that.
What
could
would you
happen.
say? What would you say? Rolling with.
It's not my call.
How?
Are you
what did it
acting
say?
quickly? Are you?
I would say so. I mean, I'm always acting quickly. let's be
Enduring
real.
or pushing through, powering through, rather.
No, I definitely think getting out of the way or acting fast just to get her to get under her. Like when I know that she's gonna jump, I'm gonna. Saber.
Sounds reasonable to me.
11.
All right, you're fine. So Willow goes out the window, and then the two of you make for the door. The floorboards creak just a little bit as you approach, and someone is going to have to defy danger to open the door quietly. The other person may describe how they are helping and help, but alternatively, I guess each of you could roll defy danger to get out of the room quietly.
Okay.
If you'd prefer.
Okay. I mean, I'm happy to do whatever. I was going to do it with my intelligence by thinking it through, looking at this door and being like, all right, what's the...
And I will follow Farron's intelligent lead. That's how I help. I don't get in the way.
Okay. So that sounds like int for Farron and dex for Gregor?
What was it again? Defy danger?
Yeah, defy danger with dexterity for Gregor. Int for... All right.
Hey.
Farron's doing great. You're like...
Stealth Gregor.
I mean... Could be worse. Oh, yes. Farron, you reach for the handle and you test it a little bit, and you're like, okay, the handle isn't, like, too loose or anything. You turn it. You put some pressure into the hinges so they don't squeak too much as you open the door. You step lithely out and, like, gesture for Gregor. Gregor, you take one step, and the floorboard creaks, and you hear a muffled from the bed. And your choice is you can stay in the room, and the person won't wake up, and you can let Farron go ahead. Or you can hurry out, and the person will wake up.
Well, at least we can get one of us out of trouble. So I'm just going to be like, and like, afraid to move. I'm just going to like...
And Farron just like...
Go. I'll figure it out.
Anyone from like outside was just this fucking like pantomime argument. Oh my god. And I think Farron's like,
just go, please.
Yeah, Farron is gonna sigh.
Yeah, I think there's another what from the bed.
Yeah, and they will step off to the side.
Okay. After Farron steps off to the side, Gregor's gonna turn to like face in the room, but he's gonna try to like step back into the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing that. I don't know if you want me to roll anything.
I think you take a step back, and the person in the bed reaches up and like wipes their eyes a little bit. Rolls over to the side of the bed that is facing away from you and picks up a note that's on the bedside table. And then sets it down. Outside, Era, what are you doing?
Hanging out. I got my girls, but right? They're both here.
Yes, you got your girls.
Good. Yeah. We will walk around to the front and get rooms. We'll go back in through the front door and get rooms for, I guess, 2 rooms like we did last time.
Okay.
So, yeah. We'll just leave them back inside. You said it was afternoon? Late afternoon?
Yeah, early evening. Probably sometime around, like, 6, conveniently.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll go inside and get rooms.
All right. So you walk inside. I don't think... You have not been to Sanctuary since you left for Elisardrin, so it's been a while. I think the last time Lethaldarin heard from you, you were like, oh yeah, we're going north somewhere.
Yeah.
I think you actually gave him a fake place, if I remember. I think it was Endvari's Rest. If we look way
back.
Yeah, it was like way over here at like this little mine, like old mining town where you're like, oh, we're going here, definitely.
We're definitely going here.
Yeah. So
yeah.
You walk in and Lathandaran is like, oh, Arrow, back so soon.
He just kind of does. I mean, he doesn't know where the other two are yet, but all the better for us to keep him distracted, because if they're coming down the other way, they didn't come out the window, then, like, that would be weird for them to come down the stairs. And he just goes up to the bar, I guess is where he is, and it's just like, yeah, we're back sooner than we thought we would be. Do you have any rooms open?
Yeah, I think so. Might not have a lot. Farron and Greg are with you?
They should be around shortly. I just need 2 rooms.
Oh. Okay, right, because, yeah.
He would know I don't sleep here.
He pulls out his ledger. Whatever happened to the quiet lady, the one with the hood?
Not with us anymore.
Oh.
Not dead.
Oh,
just
okay.
Not traveling with us anymore.
You pick up a lot of companions. He like eyes Willow and Fletch, and Willow, I think, gives him like a wave and a half smile, and Fletch gives him like a and. All right, well, mark you down, grabs 2 keys, and that's 30 minus charisma, I believe, is how much a week stay is. So, but unfortunately, Farron is not helping you this time. So
yeah, that's fine.
He'll be using arrow charisma.
So is it going to be 30 total minus charisma?
Yes.
Okay. I can do that. It's 21.
All right.
My charisma's very
Your
bad.
charisma's 9?
Yeah.
I mean, that tracks.
That's fair.
That's funny. My charisma doubles.
Your charisma's 18?
Yeah.
Oh,
because I leveled
shit.
it up.
Listen, I'm not charismatic.
It's true. And yet somehow you still landed Allie way back in the day. A mystery, truly.
She didn't have that many options, so...
She was like, oh, you seem dark and mysterious. Oh, no, this just is you.
Oh, no, that's just you. Yeah.
All right. So I think, Farron, around this time, you can come down the stairs. And Lathaldaran looks up and just sort of like looks a little confused. And looks at Arrow and the other 2, and you see him go through the thought process of like he knows better than to ask any questions at this point. Like
he knows Farron very well.
Yeah, and to be honest, y'all have been weird every time you have been in his establishment, but you've always paid well and not made a mess or caused any trouble. So
yeah,
we're very good customers, and Farron knows this dude really well. So
yeah, he just like he has that moment of where like his instincts as an innkeeper are to be like, what are you doing? What fishy business is happening here before it becomes a problem for me? But then it's overridden by like, I know these people, they may be weird, they may bring a bunch of strangers by, but it'll probably be fine.
It's more people who are eating and drinking that we're paying for, okay?
Yeah.
Like, we're playing in business.
I think you see him sort of like shake off like that, just push it down with Eldarin. And then he goes, Ben, can I get you anything to drink?
What time is it?
Like 6 p.m.
Okay.
It's happy hour.
Yeah.
I was gonna be like, Farron usually doesn't drink before 3 p.m. So
Yeah, it's
like,
pre-game time.
Yeah. They'll give him a winning smile and just be like, whatever you suggest. I will trust your taste.
I just got some wines in from Two Rivers today. Let me tap something. And he heads into the back, and I think we'll cut briefly to Gregor now. You're like backing toward the door, and the voice says, "Oh, okay." Puts the note down. The person sits up and begins like pulling on their pants and turns and sees you in the doorway.
As soon as he looks at me, I just want to go, "Are you okay?"
And that is where we're going to cut. We are a little over the top of the hour. We started a bit late, but we are going to take our first break here. And when we come back, we will find out what Gregor can salvage from this situation. See you soon. Welcome back to episode 20 of From Dust, where Gregor has just asked a total stranger, "Are you okay?" And he's like buttoning the front of his pants, and he says, yeah. Are you okay?
Gregor's a little thrown off by his very, like, chill response. And Gregor's gonna be like, someone broke into your room. They just went out through the window.
I think this is a defined danger.
Great.
The danger is he is going to know that you're lying.
Sounds charismatic to me.
It does.
Uh-oh.
Oof!
Give me that hard bargain.
I'm gonna give you a worse outcome. He knows you're lying. But he's not mad about it.
I appreciate that.
So he, like, finishes buttoning his pants and grabs his shirt up off the floor and starts pulling it on. It's like,
Gregor's weirded out now.
no, really. What's going on here? Looks at his window real quick. Oh.
So open. Oh. Well, I'm glad you're okay. I'll see you. Gregor's like not even gonna finish the sentence. He's just
he reaches and grabs a coat, and when he lifts the coat, you see there's a crossbow leaned up against the wall under it. And he says, "Hey, hold on a second, before you go running off. What are you doing here?"
Oh, I do work around here.
Yeah, what kind of work?
Yeah, bodyguard.
Ah, you don't say. He reaches over and grabs the crossbow. And you can see that this isn't a run-of-the-mill crossbow. It has, like, some mechanical work that's been done on it. Some, like, gears and other forms of machinery that are, like, attached in the loading section. And there's a small box that appears to be essentially a magazine for it.
Great.
And he picks it up and slings it over his shoulder and says, "Name's Craig."
I'm Gregor. Hi, Craig.
Funny that. Our names are pretty similar.
Yeah.
Walks over and reaches out a hand.
Fucking Gregor's gonna reach his hand. Or shake his hand, rather.
I would like you to roll to defy danger. And this is
Great.
going to be with wisdom.
Interesting.
And you see a circle appear on the floor beneath you. A golden circle.
Uh-oh.
And he says,
Uh-oh.
"What are you really doing here, Gregor? And you feel compelled to tell the truth." Also mark experience.
Okay. Neat.
Somewhere in chat just screaming mark experience. Oh my god. You are such an experienced goblin.
Me and my friends teleported to this room from a far-off distance.
Oh. Why didn't you open with that?
I didn't think you'd believe me.
That's fair. You, Bonds Magi, or?
No, but I work with them a lot. Greg's gonna be like, holy shit.
Interesting. You, wouldn't happen to know anything about them poking around a bunch of places, would you?
Yeah, one of them talked to a friend of mine, but I don't fully know the details, but hopefully they're gonna help us out. I really hope they do.
You, I mean, pardon me for judging, but you seem like kind of a small fish for making a deal with a bonds mage.
Oh, I didn't. My friend did.
Oh. He lets go of your forearm and claps you on the shoulder, and you see the circle fade. Why don't you introduce me?
Oh shit. I don't know if I can make any rules here, but would I like recognize a bonds mage hunter or anything if I saw one?
Like somebody who would be against the bonds magi? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, unlikely, but you know what? I'll be a nice person, and if you would like to spout lore about this person, I think that's how that works. That's basically the knowledge check in this game, right?
I don't think I've ever made a spout.
Let me see. Discern realities. Spout lore. When you consult your accumulated knowledge about something, roll plus int. On a 10 plus, the GM will tell you something interesting and useful about the subject relevant to your situation. On a 7 to 9, the GM will only tell you something interesting. It's on you to make it useful. And the GM might ask you, how do you know this? Tell them the truth.
Okay. Here we go. Well,
oof! No, you have no idea who this guy is. Mark experience, though.
Cool. Nice guy. Let's introduce you to Farron.
I mean, it's Craig. It's Craig. Craig's a nice guy.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay. So, you head downstairs with Craig in tow. He's not a particularly tall man. Probably somewhere around like, oh god, I'm really bad at heights because I literally categorize people into about my height and shorter than me, so around 6 feet or shorter than that. So pardon me if I'm about to describe someone who is very tall or very short on accident. I think he's about like 5'7". He has sort of like a well appointed, like well taken care of sharp beard, and some slicked back hair that's a little tousled from when he was sleeping, and he wears a leather like long coat over his clothes. And you see Farron and Arrow and Fletch and Willow sitting probably at a table, I imagine, with some sort of like tankards or goblets of wine. And the rest of you see Gregor coming downstairs with the man you don't recognize, who appears to be very friendly with Gregor and is sporting a crossbow that looks extremely expensive.
Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't want it. Don't like it. Arrow turns to Farron. Was he talking to someone?
Not exactly when I left. So this, is quite interesting.
Is this the guy that was sleeping?
Yes.
Gregor's just gonna walk over to the table and like pull out 2 chairs and be like, "Hi guys, this is Craig," and he's just gonna sit down.
Hi.
With like
I'm
a little
Craig.
bit of shame.
He smiles.
I think Farron does give Gregor a look. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Look.
There's an implied Y.
Oops.
At the end of Gregor's name.
But definitely passed over it with a charming smile as always. And we'll look towards Craig.
You mind if I sit down with y'all for a little bit?
Well, it seems that you've become well acquainted with our fellow companions, so of course not.
Oh yeah, I mean, Gregor was very forthcoming. He puts a hand on Gregor's shoulder. I think, Gregor, you, like, have this moment of, like, what's he gonna do? And he just, like, puts a hand kindly on your shoulder and then sits down. So
I would like a beer. Do you like beer, Craig? I like beer.
I do, actually.
2 beers, please.
Thank you. And he hands you a coin to cover it. You're not entirely sure where the coin came from, but it's there now. Says, so I was talking to Gregor here, and he said that all of you just sort of teleported here. What's that about? He leans back and kicks both of his feet up onto the table.
Farron's just like, has the smile still on, but the very spousal, like, icy, we're talking later glare over at Gregor.
Gregor's not making eye contact with anybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say Willow and Fletch probably have the I might kill you later look.
Oh yeah, Arrow's right there with them.
Yeah, so all 3 of them with the exact same face.
Wow, it's so good to be back. It looks so different now.
Yeah, and meanwhile, like, Farron's, like, smiling still, but, like, look over to, Craig. It, was not exactly according to our plans, but I suppose that's the best way to explain how we got here.
Fair enough. And, your buddy Greg here says you're not Bonds Magi either? I mean, okay. I understand that can come off a little weird and possibly a little aggressive. He puts his feet back down and leans forward and says, look, I'm not here to turn you in or get you in trouble or anything. I'm genuinely just curious.
What exactly do you do, Craig, if I may ask?
Oh, I'm a guard.
A guard?
Yeah.
Here at the city, I assume, then, unless you're guarding something else.
I mean, in Sanctuary, yeah, but I'm not like a city guard. I don't work at a precinct.
We'll kind of tilt their head a little bit.
You could say I do protection.
Well, I'm sure that you and Gregor have quite a bit in common, then.
Oh yeah, Buddy said he's a bodyguard. Which one of you does he guard?
I think Farron, like, looks at the other 3, who are, like, clearly capable.
Weaponed. Yeah, we've got every weapon on us right now.
And then looks at him again, as if to draw attention to himself.
I don't know. Some of the most dangerous people I knew didn't carry weapons.
As you may guess from, and we'll gesture towards, like, the loot, I'm more of a traveling musician myself.
It's, he looks a little sad. It's a good profession.
That definitely intrigues Farron.
There's not, like, read a person in this game, isn't there?
There's discern realities, which is when you closely study a person, place, or situation. And I think Lethaldarin... yeah.
I want to.
Okay. Lethaldarin comes over with some... Oh, damn!
Hachi machi. I'm mad because I only need 2 more points to level up, but fuck.
Lethaldarin comes over with the beers and, like, reads the tension at the table and just, like, walks away. Like, doesn't even ask, is everything okay? Or
before he walks off, Farron will press an extra coin in his hand as, like, a tip.
he gives you like an almost imperceptible nod of like, all right, have fun.
Yeah.
Beer.
All right, so you get to ask 3 questions off of the list at any point, and you have +1 forward when acting on the answers.
Okay, my first one is, what should I be on the lookout for with this Craig?
Do you care to elaborate a little bit on that question?
Is he gonna pull some tricky shit? Like, is he? My question is basically, what does he want from us? Like, what should I be on the lookout for in his interaction?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
He is trying to get information from you, but reading him, he's very relaxed.
Yeah.
And he has, at several points in conversation, like intentionally, or not intentionally, but subconsciously, like moved away from his weapon a couple times.
Yeah.
So you're not really getting the impression that he's gearing up to attack you or anything.
For sure. Okay.
But he is being, I mean, obviously we all caught it. He's being intentionally cagey about who he is and what he does.
Right.
You can also hold on to these questions. and
Yeah,
ask them
I think
over
I'm
the
gonna
course of
hold
the-
on, wait for this to unfold. Ara's not saying jack shit. He's just watching.
He picks up his mug and like gestures toward you, Gregor, to like clink. Clink. Not bad.
So I haven't really seen you around this tavern before.
No, I mean, it's sort of an old haunt for me, but I don't get out much, so.
Fahrenheit is curious as he's definitely, this is one of his haunts. And he's just like, I haven't seen you, dude.
You have not, no.
No, so he's definitely a little squinty-eyed at that. Says, oh, well, that's interesting. This is one of my own old haunts as well. Would have
Oh,
thought
you don't say.
Mm-hmm.
It's always attracted a certain kind of person, I think.
Don't know whether to take that as a compliment or an insult or something in between.
I have another question.
Uh-huh.
What about Craig is not what it appears to be?
He is not mortal.
Oh.
He's not breathing.
Oh. Do I know what he is? Is Craig a ghost? Or is he a god?
I kind of want to just give it to you, but I also really like the idea of you having the wrong idea, so I think this is an opportunity to roll spout lore.
Okay, I'll do that.
Too
That's
bad.
funny.
Too bad. Farron had no idea what's going on here.
I'm probably gonna be bad at this, but you know what? Let's just do it. 7.
I want to give you something interesting. It's on you to make it useful. Interesting, but not necessarily useful. Gosh, what can I give you without giving you everything? He's not undead. He's not a ghost. He's obviously interacting with physical objects. And I think you get like you get a spiritual feeling from him, not in the sense of like a spirit, ooh, but like a holy sense.
It's not similar to like Mab vibes, huh?
No, quite different. I feel like Mab vibes you would have picked up immediately.
Yeah, I don't like Craig.
That's fine.
I'm gonna hold on to my third question for now.
Okay.
All right. Fern wants to keep talking to this guy, but
Have
also
you,
Yeah.
Greg told me that you had some dealings with Bonds Mage recently. What what's that all about?
Seems like Gregor told you quite a bit of our adventure.
Oh yeah, I mean, very chatty guy.
Very chatty, I'm sure.
That's like the only time Gregor's gonna like actually like look at it like, for real, dude.
Yeah, you see him giving the grin of like he knows that he's saying that's something
rude.
that's not true.
Simply a Bonds Magi saw that we had something interesting and was interested in learning about it.
He looks behind you and goes, "Huh."
But the huge fucking scythe?
Yeah.
Yeah! Farrah's not gonna show that thing.
When you say interesting, or interested rather, what do you mean by that?
Well, wanting to definitely telling the lie between telling the truth and not telling the truth. You know, wanting to study it, as Bonds Magi do.
That's fair.
What, are you someone who's versed in these types of things with Bonds Magi and interesting objects?
The latter more so than the former. I merely asked because the Bonds Magi have been getting pretty nosy lately. I mean, you must have noticed they've been swarming all over the place. But, yeah, so I was just, a little curious. I'm sorry, and what did you agree to with this?
Unfortunately, it's a bit of a sensitive agreement.
Right. You, you're not worried Remy might want it back?
Who?
Oh, sorry, the Death King.
Well, he hadn't come calling for it yet.
That's fair. He doesn't get out much either.
I have my last question.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, who's really in control here? Meaning, is this guy his own boss, or is he working for somebody?
He is his own boss. He is bound by terms you do not know.
Okay.
But this is a god.
Awesome. Love it.
Yeah.
Love talking to God. Hi, God.
Yeah, I absolutely think at
Right.
this point Farron is starting to pick up on some shit too.
Of all the rooms,
Yeah.
had to be a god.
I will say, Arrow, I think you knew that the Death King was named Remy.
Yeah.
Because you had the near-death experience.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone else in the party knew that yet.
No. Yes. So Farron is definitely like, okay, buddy.
Yeah. I think like Arrow's been just like leaning back in his seat and like giving this guy like a look as he's been trying to figure him out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he just kind of sits up a little bit and goes, "Your name's not really Craig, is it?"
Oh, I mean, it is.
I mean, it seems kind of mortal.
Well, I mean, everyone's got to start somewhere, right?
He shrugs a little bit.
What's your
But
name?
basically, he wanted to out him to the group as not being mortal.
Yeah. What's your name?
Yep, that's
He doesn't say anything.
Ooh, chilly.
You're very interested in the Bonds Magi, Craig.
Yeah, I don't like him. very much, if I'm being honest. But
oh, why, Craig?
Is that really a question you have to ask?
I guess not. No. But Gregor liked thinking he had something on him for a second.
They've been essentially a pox on this world for centuries now, so not a whole lot of goodwill built up there.
What exactly do you do?
Oh, I know this. I do protection.
Protecting what?
Assets. Farron, I don't think you need to roll anything at this point as the resident nerd and lore nerd, and also
lore nerd about heroes.
Yes, about specifically this guy. So rather than expecting you to dig through the handouts for this information, there is one of the gods of Asylum is Lu Ki the Guardian, whose symbol is a golden arrow. And I think between the elements present, Farron can piece together pretty easily.
Yeah.
What's happening? Who you're talking to here?
Yeah, and now they're kind of like, oh boy. They feel a less bad about Gregor telling him shit now. A little less mad about it, but I think they'll lean forward a little bit more. So you spoke of Remy and possibly wanting his very long lost item back.
Yeah, I mean, he put a lot of effort into that thing.
And then just left it in a dungeon.
Well, I think dungeon is a little rude. I mean, you don't walk into somebody's house and call it a dungeon.
Just go. Hold on. So
he leans back to his chair and goes, "Hey, Lethaldarin." Lethaldarin looks up like, "I was purposefully ignoring you." He looks over. Yes, Craig? It's a nice dungeon you have here. Lethaldarin's like, "The fuck, man?" Sorry, just new joke. Turns back. See?
So, does Remy have a...
Who the hell is Remy? Gregor asked, feeling really out.
He's a real nice guy. Assuming you don't get on his bad side.
Yeah, and I think if I want to gesture towards the site, the original creator and owner of this.
Craig is gonna look at Farron like that still doesn't tell
him. That don't answer anything.
I see what he gestures at you, Farron. I see why they keep you around.
Yes.
There's always one.
Someone has to do the talking.
Yeah. Back in my day, nobody did that.
Oh no, I'm quite aware.
He chuckles at a joke that appears to have been made.
Yeah. And then I'll just kind of lean back and go, so, how, if, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much would Remy be missing this item?
I'm going to be honest with you. I can't say for sure. I haven't talked to him in a really long time. But, I mean, last time we did talk, that was his mainstay. I don't know if he made a new weapon to replace it or what, but
Well, we found it in a, what I can only call, what I call a dungeon. It was quite a...
It was a headquarters. Good word. How do you not have a headquarters?
Were your headquarters deep underground among ruins?
Yes.
I believe we have very different concepts of headquarters.
I'm starting to think we do very different kinds of business.
Or maybe things have changed over the years. It's been a while since you've been adventuring.
No, adventuring. He looks around at you. Oh, I misjudged. I'm sorry. No, I was it's fine.
Okay, do I know what they were?
Yeah, you have their fucking like Book of Guild Relations thing. They were a rogues guild.
Yeah, they were a mercenary guild situation.
Yeah, like thieves and assassins.
Yeah, I mean, Farron's using there were many interpretations of them, so he's kind of figuring out which one he's kind of like which one they're like, whether they're going to be offended if she just outs them completely, or it's just kind of like.
Yeah, you had the mini come to Jesus moment when you read that book in the first place, and were like, that doesn't seem right, and now it's like, oh, wait.
Yeah. So now they're not offended or anything. It's like, oh right. So now I can cross that off of the story. So, guild work.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we sort of changed our tune a little bit after the Eldrazi situation. But
I used to be just a plain old traveling entertainer, and then all of a sudden kind of gestures towards the scythe.
Yeah, this world does that to a person.
So, I suppose I can share with you then. We were in a bind. This bond magi gave us a way out in return for that.
Well, I'm sure that'll be fine.
Well, to get on your friend's bad side, I hope.
I mean, as long as you're careful, you won't have to worry about that for another, 200 years?
Well, kind of looks at the others. I can't say that we're the most careful or have the best streak of avoiding visitations.
Well, if you do see him again, and you have the opportunity, tell him Lucky says hi.
I will. It's so curious as to why the fucking god is just hanging out in the tavern with them.
On that note.
Yeah.
If I don't suppose I could ask a favor. Do you? Now that we've gotten to know each other a little bit.
Can I get another beer over here, please?
Thunderman's like, yeah, sure, and he's like giving the bar the look of like, I thought I was gonna not be involved in any of this, but I guess not. He's like muttering under his breath as he pours another beer. I don't mean to impose. You're obviously all very busy with your adventuring, but as long as you have access to a bonds mage, don't suppose you could wrangle some information out of them?
Depends on the information. This particular bonds mage is how to put it, not the most talkative.
Ah.
Not the talker of any of them.
Yeah, didn't really deal with them a whole lot. For several reasons, but yeah, that fits my experience. I don't know, maybe you go the extra mile and he feels indebted to you, gives you a little something extra. But those motherfuckers have been digging around under every nook and cranny of this world, and they're looking for something, and I want to know what. So, I mean, as long as you are in a position to maybe find out, just let a pal know. Yeah?
All right. Fair and totally unfazed by the very intense moment. How would we, if we got this information, what would be the best way to contact you?
Oh, I'm sure you'll figure something out. I'm reachable most places these days.
Though I suppose I could just find you in taverns now.
Not frequently. Today was supposed to be my day off.
No rest for the wicked?
Well, he picks up his beer and slams it. Thank you for the drink, Greg. Sorry for getting you in trouble. And the rest of you, have a lovely
Greg is
evening.
like sipping his beer with just like a narrow glare.
Have a lovely evening. And don't get in any trouble out there. I'll be watching. Picks up his crossbow. Heads toward the door.
Baron actually rolls their eyes at that.
Faldarin comes back over with the beer and says, "Sir, your beer?" Sets it in front of Gregor. And then I think several sets of expectant eyes turn toward you.
I couldn't lie.
You know, if you were talking to literally anyone else, I would be a little more skeptical, but now, no, you could not.
Nope.
Should we have known who that was?
How much do you know about the history of this world?
I think Willow and Fletch sort of look at each other like, "Bitch, please." ancient city with a sprawling library. Like, there ain't shit to do in Elisardran but read old journals and memoirs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're being polite about it.
Yeah, Fletch looks back to you and is like, "A bet?"
Well, it seems that we got a nice little chat with the Golden Arrow himself.
They both look at you, Arrow.
What do they want from me?
An explanation? As the resident Elisardran elf who has left Elisardran and been amongst the weirdos.
Yeah, oh, that's true. He's a god.
Brother, I know you and I have been having a lot of talks lately, but I feel like we need to talk about the sort of company you're keeping.
Wow.
What is there to talk about?
Is this the first god you've had drinks with?
Yes.
The first we've been aware of, at least.
Yep. Great.
To your point, He points to the scythe again. That also belongs to a god, but we haven't met him in person.
Well,
have you? Oh,
both of them look at you like, excuse?
okay. Let me remember this correctly. It was when I was in the zombie land, right?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure that's when it happened.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was so long ago. I don't remember the exact circumstances.
Actually, it may have been Vori. Now that I think about it, it may have been.
No, because they sent me back.
Yeah.
Remember? Because I stood there awkwardly for a second while they were having a nice conversation, and then I had to leave.
It was because he was talking about the Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You got fucking Shrek'd at one point, and that it was different from the time that you got hit on the head with a rock.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was because I didn't actually die. I didn't actually drop to 0 hit points that time.
Yeah.
I got pulled there weirdly. And then they're like, you're not supposed to be here. What the hell?
Yeah. The fuck? Get out of here.
Get out of here. I don't want to be
That's
here.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. I briefly met him. It was a misunderstanding.
So 2 gods, then.
Mm-hmm.
It's
unless you count the leader of the undead.
Yeah, there's sort of like there are some narrowed eyes with that very like, mm-hmm. What aren't you saying, Arrow?
Well, the leader of that army, the undead army, was a god.
Right, she's an Eldrin. Sure.
That's it.
I would like you to roll to define danger.
Showa.
Because you're keeping a very specific wife out of this conversation.
We're engaged. We're not married.
She is married to someone.
Well, she's married to somebody, but I'm not married to her. She's not my wife. Okay. With what? Charisma?
Probably, yeah.
Shit, I am very bad at that.
Really? We hadn't noticed. Fuck! Mark experience.
1 point closer to leveling up.
Yeah, I don't think... You feel Fletch's posture change.
Mm-hmm.
And she pulls away from you a little bit. But Willow presses. And...
Well, part of the reason that I wanted to come here was because of somebody that I know that could maybe help us. And I guess technically she is a god of sorts.
Innkeep, yes? Another wine, please?
Farron is keeping track of how much they're going to need a tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, calculating those tips.
Yeah.
And you didn't open with that one. You also didn't...
I'll be honest with you, I haven't ever actually sat down to think about how many gods we've encountered until right now. And it does seem like more than the average amount.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, congratulations, I guess. The last time that happened, well, you talk to them now. So, great.
I don't remember. Would Gregor know about Mab? I don't remember if they had a conversation.
The only one who knew about Mab, I'm pretty sure, was Bori.
Right, okay. So Gregor's, drinking his beer silently.
I think Bori did say...
I think Bori talked about it a little bit and was like, Arrow made a really stupid decision involving this ring.
I don't think we got into the specifics of,
No, I think it was he's now has to do something for Mab. I think it's about the extent of it because we asked questions about the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's about the extent of it. We don't know the specifics of the deal or what it is. We just know that you owe something to her.
Arrow doesn't know the specifics of the deal.
I don't know either. and I fucked it up right at the beginning. Remember that when I didn't use a pillow?
Yeah, but also also just doesn't know Mab as more than just.
Yeah.
All right.
With that knowledge, Gregor's gonna be like, "Oh, but it gets God. God's for everybody great."
I think
talking to gods.
You did that earlier today.
It was not intended.
Not part of your plan.
See, my question here is, I'm not, I think, on any god's radar, but apparently you two are.
I think mine was by complete accident.
Yeah, but this is God stuff. Are there any accidents? Greg is going to say, thinking he's being profound.
Yeah, I think Lethaldarin comes over with Willow's wine and she just chugs it and puts the thing, hands the glass back to him. Keep him coming.
Gosh, I thought we were just nice people trying to help out elves. Jeez.
Yeah, before he goes, he definitely puts more coins into his hand. And I think Mouse, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Gregor outbursts that, and Lethaldarin, who I will remind you is an elf, does this excuse me, what? Face,
don't listen. Please don't talk so loudly about what we're doing, Gregor.
I didn't say any names.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's just fair enough. I'm so sorry. Putting coins in.
Give him more money. Give him more money.
Lethaldarin,
shut up and take my money. Literally.
Lethaldarin nods and this. I understand you're not having a good time either, kind of way.
Yeah.
I actually probably should. I don't know how much time you want to spend here. Obviously, not much. Should probably go.
I'll be here drinking and coming to terms with this new information.
Please don't drink too much.
You're literally not my boss, so get fucked.
He just nods and stands up.
I think Fletch stands up as well. Can I come with? One second. And I think actually hanging on that question as we hit the top of the hour is a really good place for us to go to our second break of the evening. So we're going to step away for just a little bit, and we are going to come back to one more hour of this shenaniganry. See you soon. Hello, and welcome back to the final hour of episode 20 of From Dust, where Arrow, Fletch, has just asked if she can accompany you.
Sure, why not? Yeah, I think he looks... So he doesn't want her to come, but he's not going to say no.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he just nods a bit and pushes his glass of wine, which he didn't touch, over towards Willow and starts to walk. I'll have you all remember he doesn't have his weapons because Fletch has them.
That's true. Yeah. I think
so.
Willow flips you off while chugging the wine.
Sure.
But Fletch will follow along.
Yep.
Farron and Gregor, what are you doing?
That's a good question.
Gregor is thoroughly enjoying and finishing his beer. That's the most important thing in the world to him right now.
To avoid Farron's inquisitive, like, not quite as hostile staring, but still. And I think Farron's gonna kind of also stay, because Willow is drinking a bunch, and they just had to deal with this last night.
Willow looks between the two of you and says, "It looks like you two should talk. I'm gonna go to the bar." She stands up and walks over to the bar.
I think Farron just called. Make sure you drink enough water in between those drinks of yours. Don't wave me off. I warned you that last night.
Don't try me.
All right. And let us move then to the outside of Sanctuary. It's getting on in the evening now. The sun is starting to set behind the rooftops. And you can tell, Arrow, that Fletch is very uncomfortable in Sanctuary. Like, Cape Symbol was a big city, but it was a quiet city, sort of a sleepy city. Sanctuary is really not that. Sanctuary is the fucking New York of Kulimba. And so she's clearly not enjoying that situation. At some point she says, "So, have you been here a lot?"
A few times. We never really stay too long.
I can see why.
Yeah, I don't particularly like it here. It's loud and crowded.
Cold.
I think, like, that's kind of something that he's gotten used to. But he notices when she says, and he just nods a little bit.
So, this, God, this person, how did it happen?
One of our old companions and I were trying to help a mother looking for their child. And Mab had taken them.
She raises her eyebrows.
We asked what we could do, and this was the deal that we made. And she returned the child.
What did you offer in return?
Service.
Do you think that was worth it?
I do.
Okay, then. And I think she stays silent until you reach the hidden house.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think she can't see it.
Yeah.
You know what to look for at this point. And
yeah.
Finding it is pretty easy for you, but she's just sort of like, what are you doing? Where are you going?
Yeah. Maybe you should wait here.
I don't know that that's such a good idea. If you traded away servitude last time.
I don't know what else I have to offer. But I feel that if you come, she might want something from you. And I don't want that for you. I guess it's not my place to make that decision for you, though.
One second.
Okay.
She looks down. It's not Arrow. And it's our home too. My home. Anyone from back there would be well within their duty to make an offer to save it.
I know.
So show me the way.
Yep. He just turns and starts walking towards the house.
Okay. I think she has a little bit of a struggle with it, but probably like if she like follows close behind.
Yeah.
And once you get sort of onto the property, she'll like do a double take, but go with you into the ruined building.
Yep.
Which, creaks ominously as before. You, I assume, head down into the basement as before?
Yeah. Love me a good basement.
Love a good basement.
Musty, dirty, cold. Love it.
There is no pixie here to greet you.
Weird.
Very. What do you do?
I think he just starts looking around. Like, he's, like, expecting him to be somewhere in here. Like, what the hell? I guess we didn't bring fish this time. Maybe we should have.
Or you didn't bring fish last time either, I don't think.
Did we not? I thought maybe we did.
I mean, the fish wasn't for Mab. The fish was for the kid.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Why do I feel like that pixie would just eat a fish whole?
It probably would.
Yeah, and I think after a minute, he just goes out. Is anyone here?
There's no response. So, basement of an abandoned building?
It's not just any abandoned building. You saw that.
I suppose.
She was here the last 2 times. I don't... He just kind of turns and like looks back at the empty room.
In all of its emptiness. And then you hear Fletch's breath catch a little bit. And when you turn back, Mab is there. With her chin over Fletch's shoulder. What have you brought me?
She's not yours.
She lifts her head up and looks down at Fletch. Then why did you bring her?
She asked to come.
She steps round in front of Fletch. Do you wish to make a bargain as well? I'm afraid I'm not in the mood. One pet is enough.
Map, I came because something is happening. It has happened.
Always.
I went home.
I didn't see you here.
Elisurdran. I know that part of you is in those forests, and I'm not sure how long they have left. There is a army of undead cutting down the trees, moving in.
You mortals and your wars.
They don't seem very mortal to me.
Then who commands them?
What's that bitch's name again?
Creator Ilmogara.
Yeah. I knew that, right? I didn't.
Yes.
I don't just. Okay. I feel like it's in my notes. Not in there any. Ilmagara is the one.
She hisses. Not unlike a snake. At that name. Those wretched Eldrin. They've never taken enough, have they? Why do you come to me with this? Why do you burden my ears and my mind with these words?
I cannot help you if you can't help me.
Her wings flare out, and I think they seem to grow sort of like impossibly large, filling your frame of view, and she steps forward as feathers begin to like creep along her back and over her arms and up her neck, and she leans in. I can't help you, pet. That is not what this arrangement is.
Then I'm going to die to them.
Then die you must. I had hoped to get more from you.
You know it means your death as well. I can feel your magic leaking, bleeding out of the forest. There aren't many places left like it, and they won't stop at Elisurdran.
Do you think you educate me? You think you know me? My body, those forests, better than I do? You think I do not feel every cut, every death, every waning breath of that forest?
And you let it happen.
She reaches forward, and I think like her nails grow long, and so she doesn't quite like cup your face so much as like place the tips of her nails against your cheek.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I permit nothing that I am not powerless to stop.
And he just shrugs a little bit.
I think she brings her hand closer, and like her nails grow shorter as she does. Sort of her imposing figure fades a little bit until she's caressing you more mildly. I asked this of you because I am what this world needs. I am trapped here. So long as that is true, I can give you no more aid. And she reaches one hand down to your ringed hand.
Mm-hmm.
Then you offer yourself.
There just isn't much time.
There never is.
He just nods a little bit.
Could you roll parlay, please?
Sure. I'm gonna fail, just so you know. Haha.
You did.
I also leveled up.
Congrats, Mark XP. Yay. I think she reaches one of her wings forward.
Mm-hmm.
And still holding your hand, brings it up to the wing.
Mm-hmm.
And closes your fingers around one of the feathers.
Mm-hmm.
And then pulls the wing away. So that you're left holding one of these black feathers. I cannot leave this place. But you can bring this place with you. Perhaps.
How?
She gets a look of like, the look of when you're trying to explain something complicated to someone who doesn't like have the foundational knowledge.
Yeah.
And she says, I cannot leave this place. It is impossible. And then she, like, squeezes your hand. But this is also me. This place and I, we are connected. She sighs.
Help, I'm dumb, Matt.
Yeah. She says, when the time comes, if I have chosen well, you will know what to do.
He just kind of holds on to the feather. I don't want you to die.
It has been so long since a mortal said those words to me.
I am going to try.
It's all you've ever been capable of. And she leans down and kisses you on the forehead. Good luck.
Just nods and takes a feather, turns around and looks at Fletch.
Who's just sort of like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah.
And I think with that we can cut over to Gregor and Farron. sitting in an inn at a table by themselves. I think by now it's like starting to get sort of busy. Like people are filtering in, and the noise level in the room is picking up.
It's Gregor done his drink yet?
He's taking his sweet time with it. He's trying to make it last forever.
Yeah, beer unfortunately only lasts so long, and eventually you will run out.
Yeah, once Gregor finishes, he'll just like look at it and just sigh and put it down. Talking, yes. Good.
Normally you're so much more up for a chat.
It's been a weird day.
That's one way of putting it.
Yeah. This whole God stuff doesn't, like, make you uncomfortable at all?
I spent a lot of time studying them. And a lot of time realizing that they're not as glamorous as the stories make them out to be. Which is part of my job. To make them sound better and more inspiring.
Well, if they're more like that guy, I feel like they're a little bit more relatable.
Certainly.
See, that's a god I could get behind, maybe. I don't know. I've just never been in for that bigger picture stuff.
That's
a little
fair.
outside my scope. What are we getting into, Farron? I mean, what I said earlier, like, I just thought we were doing a good thing. Now
I'd like
it sounds
to think
like
that
one
we are.
thing's pulling us this way, another thing's pulling us that way.
Often things aren't as straightforward as we hope them to be, I suppose.
I don't know. I thought the stakes were already too big.
Certainly a change from simply traveling around from city to city.
I know we were talking about going to White Spire, but do you think it's safe now? But if we don't...
I'm not sure. More and more I realize that it's harder and harder to keep it on the down low that I'm not particularly a bond mage.
Yeah. I had that thought too. About bringing you there.
But, what would we do if we ended up at White Spire?
I asked Dad for a favor. That was always my master plan.
You don't talk a lot about your father.
There's not really that much to talk about.
Is there not?
He's a really powerful mage, and he's a jerk. And he adopted me. And kept on being a jerk. He didn't give a damn about me. He just wanted to continue his legacy, you know? That was an opportunity for him. And a disappointment when I went the way of muscles.
I think I understand why you, stepped in so much with stuff at Cape Symbol now.
I might have been projecting a little bit, you know?
Only a little bit.
Yeah, it was just nice to see families that actually care about each other, you know? Even if it needed a bit of work. Nothing I couldn't fix. Still pretty proud about that.
Farrah rolls her eyes, but in a very, like, light way. You're probably going to have to find out a way to learn how to fish before we ever go back to there.
That's fine. That's honest work. I meant that part. While we're talking, Dylan, Gregor wants to kind of look around. He wants to see if Rolf ever showed up. If he's still in the area.
Ooh. Let's see. I don't think you see Rolf. However, where the fuck is this guy? There we go. There we go. It was Rima. That's right. Jesus. You do see Rima. Rima Brightsong, who was the physiker of Rolf's Raiders. She's young, I think, she's in her teens or something. She's like 16, 17, something like that.
Is she the one that, like, got really offended when I, like, called them ugly? Okay.
Yes. Yes, that was her. And I think she's over at the bar, talking to someone.
Okay. Gregor's gonna kind of, like, freeze on her for a second. And is just gonna look at Farron and say, would you excuse me for a second?
Sure, you're not going to go talk to some gods, are you?
I don't know. Maybe. But I don't think so.
Yeah. Farron will just shrug and stay at the table, but they're definitely going to turn to not directly watch, but you know, it's the way you subtly do when you're keeping an eye on a situation.
And Gregor's gonna, like, walk up to the bar and just, like, casually approach Rena and say, like, hey.
She looks away from her, conversant.
You were running with Rolf, right?
Oh, Gregor, yeah, funny running into you here.
Yeah, you flying solo these days, or?
No, still with the Raiders.
Oh, how you guys doing?
Well, let me tell you, the last job was a fucking bust. But,
I've had a few of those.
Yeah, well, can't knock heads with bandits forever, I guess.
Bandits, huh?
Yeah, there were some bandits down south. We cleaned up a camp. That was fine. And then after that, we figured, oh, let's just go hit another one. There was some camp out by Two Rivers or something, but by the time we got there, it was empty. So, waste of time and money.
Interesting. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, well, everyone else is sleeping off their consolation drinking, I guess. So, how about you? How's the mercenary life treating you?
He's gonna, like, glance back at Farron and say, I don't think I'm in that line of work anymore.
You? Really?
Yeah, you know, sometimes you start one thing, you find a different calling.
What do you do now? Are you a painter?
No, I guess I'm still in the same line of work, bodyguard, but I'm not for hire anymore.
So you're on retainer. Cool.
Yeah, let's call it that.
Okay, well, this conversation just got real weird. So, unless you had anything else?
Yeah, maybe. So, I don't know if you guys have heard. He's gonna take a seat next to her. Say, well, I
She
was
rolls
hoping to
her
run
eyes.
into I was hoping to like run into roll for this, but we have my friends and I have a bit of a not a job, a favor, maybe.
Rolf's not big on favors.
No, but this is a big one. You guys ever fight zombies?
Couple times.
Oh, well, over in those woods heading up to White Spire, there's a shit ton of them.
Glad I'm not a bonds mage.
Yeah, but, you know how undead go. They move somewhere, kill a bunch of stuff, make more undead, head over to the next spot of, living people. Which to me says, you probably don't have that long until they head this way. And even if they don't, they're probably gonna kill most of the employment opportunities.
Would you go ahead and roll parlay?
Okay.
That sounds like sufficient leverage to me.
Good roll, yes.
I'll talk to Rolf about it. But he's gonna want money.
Well, I don't think this is really a paying job, but oh man, if Roll for Raiders were the ones to stop a horrible undead invasion.
Invasion? How big are we talking?
I'm sure you guys have no problem dealing with armies.
Are you lying to me right now? You wanted to talk to Rolf about this because you know this is the exact sort of glory hound bullshit that he'll chase after and get us all killed on.
What? No. I just thought I'd bring up an opportunity to a friend.
I will tell him, against my much better judgment, but, you owe me, Gregor. Because obviously you have stakes in this somewhere. You don't seem like the kind of person who just
I told you. I'm out of that line of work.
Yeah, bullshit. But I'll give you enough credit to say you don't seem like the kind of person to send rivals to their deaths just because, so.
Not just because.
She just looks at you.
Gregor will put a coin down for her next drink. And
she just takes the coin.
I
don't drink.
That's probably good.
You owe me. I will not forget this, and you better not either.
I believe you 100%.
Okay. Now tell that cute boy to come back. We were talking.
All right.
Getting in my way.
Gregor raises his hands up and step away. I want to look for this cute boy.
Yeah, you can find him. And I think we cut back to Arrow and Fletch as you're walking through the crisp night air of Sanctuary, as you're nearing the edge of, I think it was Shilling Shave is the district you're in. As you're reaching the edge of the neighborhood, Fletch stops. So.
Yep. Stops and looks at her.
How long have you been in love with her?
I'm sorry.
Mav. How long have you loved her?
So, Summer, knows that Arrow caught feelings, but Arrow does not know that.
Yep.
He just kind of shakes his head and he's like, I don't know what you mean.
Do you see yourself? If anyone back home had spoken to you that way. If a superior officer or an elder had said that to you. You would never have just listened. Worse yet, I know that look in your eyes.
I feel badly for her.
Did you feel badly for me before you left?
Yes.
So that's all it is.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same.
It sure looks the same. It feels the same. For a split second, when I saw that look on your face again, it was like nothing had changed. Like you'd never left.
I never stopped loving you. And maybe you don't believe me, and I know that my actions don't back it up. But I do. And I'm sorry if I haven't looked at you the way that you've wanted me to. I'm trying.
I don't need you to try. Arrow. I just need you to be honest. I can't tell you how to feel. But I know I could never stand up to her. I understand. you've never wanted home.
But that isn't... That... That doesn't mean that I didn't want you. I didn't ask you to come because I'm an idiot. And I thought that I got to make that decision for you because I didn't think. I just didn't think. I want to be better. How do I show you?
I think you have a lot of thinking to do. I don't know if you're lying to me or yourself. But maybe you don't know either. So why don't you head back to the others? I think I'm gonna stay out in the fresh air.
Okay. Be safe.
Always. You too.
Yeah, and he hesitates for a long moment before he continues on back to the inn.
And I think we get like an overhead crane shot pulling up above the tiled roofs of Sanctuary as you walk one way and she walks another. And we see a shadowy form on the rooftops follow behind you. And that is where we are going to end episode 20. So, thank you all so much for joining us. We'll talk about when our next episode is and all of that stuff, what you can look forward to on the channel. But before then, I would like to go around and do some outros, say who we are, where you can find us, and perhaps something that we are, going to be up to soon. So, starting with Summer.
Yeehaw!
Yeah!
Yeehaw! That was I don't know if fun's the right word for what just happened. That was something else. It's fine. It'll be fine. Okay. I am Summer. You can find me on Twitter at Just a Summer Job. That's where I post about the stuff that I have going on. I would like to plug the 2 Urban Shadow podcasts I have coming out over the next week and a couple days. This Monday and next Monday and every Monday forever. But yeah, seriously, this Monday and next Monday. First is Cape Lorelei, then Isido Beach. I'm going to be doing a lot of promo for the characters of Isido Beach next week, including Dylan's lovely character. Such a sweetie.
Oh, yeah.
Such a sweet angel. Yeah, so just follow me on Twitter for everything I'm doing. And go listen to the podcasts. Worked really hard on them.
Do it. Listen to them. Look,
What?
listen to Cape Lorelei on Monday as sort of like an introduction, an appetizer, if you will, for the actual entertainment. And then in the following week, listen to Isido Beach, where you can enjoy the actually good players and podcast. So
it's like, I feel like Cape Lorelei is like the fun, like I'm trying to think of like they're like the fun drunk cousin that like comes to your family get-togethers and is just like kind of goofing around. And Isuru Beach is like your really angry grandmother.
It's the rest of your dysfunctional family at Thanksgiving. So if you like that, but with magic, listen to both of those.
Yeah.
Oh, Kiana, tell us about yourself, please.
Oh, this was always so much fun. Great. Love the awkward conversation. I love how Farron's like, yeah, I can have a casual conversation with a god. With my bodyguard, best friend, maybe love interest. Now we're just gonna be real awkward now. It's great. Y'all can find me over on Twitter at KennaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing. Come on the internet, doing all sorts of tabletop role-playing game stuff. Whether that's writing them, or streaming them, or just shouting into the void about them. Big thing to plug, of course, would be my new DM's Guild adventure called To Hell and Back Again. It is a 80-plus page adventure that takes you from Fey haunted woods to the fiery depths of hell and back again. As the title gives you. I also made customized pre-gen characters. Dawn, my co-writer, designed them, but I designed custom character sheets for them. So they have. I've figured out a way to reduce 3 pages of D&D character sheets into 1 for each level.
Damn.
So that was a trek and a half. So yeah, if you're looking into a way to get into the new Descent into Averna storyline, or you just want a cool solo adventure that you can pick up and go that night for either for yourself or your friends, I would recommend doing that. I'm actually going to be on Encounter Roleplay tomorrow on their roleplay roundup with Dawn to talk a little bit more about To Hell and Back Again and designing it, as well as some stuff about Harper's Tale, which is the charity anthology that I am a writer for, which is currently on Indiegogo. I will also plug that in there. We funded that last week during a stream that I ran. Awesome. So now all of the additional money will be going to making sure that all of the books, especially the ones that are going to the kids with cancer, are going to be hard copy, like hardcover copies, and go into a bigger paycheck into the donation to Friends of Kids with Cancer. So definitely go and check that out. Lots of really awesome writers on that. Awesome art. Anna Landon is the friend of the channel. Did the cover art for it, as well as a bunch of the interior art. It was so good. So good, y'all. So definitely check those out. And yeah, I guess other than that, you'll just get to see me and Dylan shouting about getting hyped for Big Bad Con, which is coming up real soon. Yes. So you'll, I think we'll do a little more promo about the type of stuff we're going to be doing there, both in person and in the media room. So even if you're not at Big Bad Con, you'll be able to see me and Dylan in person, stabbing each other, and then talking about stabbing each other.
I mean, what else would we do? Really?
Literally what we do if we're going to play a game where we stab each other. Take an hour break and go, all right, so let's talk about stabbing each other.
Yeah, let's talk about the merits and various facets of mutual stabbing. I will say real quick to shill very briefly for To Hell and Back Again. As Kiana mentioned, it is on the GM's Guild, or DM's Guild rather. It's only $10. So like that is not a lot for that much adventure, and the amount of work that they put into it really is worth that much and more. So if you have $10 on hand and you are a person that plays Dungeons and Dragons, definitely go check it out. If you know people who play D&D, even if you don't, send them to this. Especially everybody knows someone who's like, I can't find a group to put together. I don't know what to run. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here's what you got.
It's super friendly for beginners and still interesting for veterans. We specifically designed it so that it was as accessible as possible. So definitely, if you've always been like, I want to try it out, this is a good way to get into it. I would like to think, at least.
Hell yeah. All right, and last but certainly not least, the man of the hour, touched by gods, Adam.
Hi, everybody. I am Adam Rowe. I'm a voice actor, a YouTuber. I share all my stuff on Twitter at AdamRoweVO. I do all my YouTube stuff on youtube.com/AdamRowe. And my most recent project, as I shared last session, is I just put out an audio drama podcast called Spritz the Goblin, about a charming, handsome, friendly goblin who's just sick of the goblin life and just wants to live with the beautiful people. So episode 1 is out. You can watch that on YouTube or find it where podcasts are available. Hopefully episode 2 will be out later this week. It's recorded. I just need to edit it. And besides that, I'm finally in another live stream. It's called Latia Chronicles. Yes. And you can follow that on Twitter at Latia Chronicles. Or actually, sorry, the Twitter is Latia Chronicles, but the show itself is called Chronicles of Latia. And that is a D&D 5e adventure based in a Victorian world. And I'm playing a warlock for the first time, and complete opposite of Gregor. I am the smart one in a group of Gregors.
Oh boy.
Yep. Poor Coogan is his name, and he's the parent driving the car while the kids shout for McDonald's.
Oh Jesus. Enjoy that.
It's only fair.
I feel like Farron is the closest we have to that in that group and in this group, and even then, like Farron's pretty borderline screaming McDonald's. So
Farron is wine ant.
Yeah.
Farron is a mixed wine and vodka ant.
Yeah. Fuck, man. I mean, Vori was drives up, orders coffee, and leaves.
Oh yeah.
Vori was the responsible parent, unfortunately. So now you're just in a mess.
I'm responsible.
No.
Yeah.
Nah.
In a way.
In a way. I am Dylan. You can find me here frequently. The next times you will be able to see me. Wow, words are hard. Do you know that humans have been using words for like centuries? Wild, right? You can see me here tomorrow evening, probably, for episode 21 of Ryoko Seo, aka Travel, our Ryutama show here on Twitch, which features pointing the right way. Yeah, Summer and Jess and Lindy. Wonderful people in a wonderful game where we do anime-styled shenanigans. There is relationship tension, tension of duty and purpose, of background and history, and of future and destiny. But mixed in with a bunch of me doing funny animal noises and just over-the-top ridiculous anime hijinks. So if you're interested in any of that, check that out tomorrow at, again, 6 p.m. Pacific. And then on Monday, we will have the first day of Minecraft Mondays, where I will be streaming at noon Pacific here on the channel. I will be streaming the launch of the Grinderguard Minecraft server, which has many lovely people on it, including several faces that you see here. Summer and Kiana are both on that server, and a bunch of other wonderful, awesome people. But if you would like to join the Grinderguard Minecraft server, if you're watching this on YouTube, I have to get this in every episode. I am so sorry that you're watching this probably a year after it originally aired at this rate. But application's probably still open. Whether or not we have slots in the server, I don't know. But if you go to my Twitter, or if you just, you know what, I'll just type it right here, http://www.twitch.dylangrinder, this is riveting content, .com/Grinderguard. Woo! I could have probably just copied and pasted that so much faster. If you go there, there's some information about the server, sort of what it is. It's a survival server on 1.14.4. It's I'm calling it a French vanilla server where we have some mods, but the mods are mostly keeping away from gameplay and aimed at quality of life changes and increased decoration options.
Furniture,
yes, which Summer is very hyped for. Summer, I need to show you something about the armor stand data pack that we have, because you can do some legitimately just crazy shit with that.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
But yeah, check out all the details for that. And also, you can apply if you like Minecraft and like doing creative stuff and are okay with a couple server rules, but nothing too draconian. Take a look and consider applying. The applications are there for 2 reasons. 1, server slots are limited. I literally can't make it public because the server would die. And oftentimes I probably would not be able to log into my own server. And the other reason is to weed out griefers and people that will show up and cause havoc. So rather than making it literally public, it is semi-public, where I will probably say yes, but I want a little bit of process to make sure that our builds don't get griefed or anything. And Summer, with your question of how do I apply for the role of mayor, you can't. You can't. I am in charge this time. But like legitimately, there's no mayor or anything. We're like not even really building. We're not even really building a town.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
Yeah. I mean, full disclosure, my first step on Monday is I know that there's a village nearby spawn, and I am going there and having that be my temporary base, just so I don't have to worry about it at the beginning. But yeah, if you're not a person that plays Minecraft, but you want to see Minecraft, reminder, tune in on Monday at noon Pacific to see me do that, and who knows, maybe other people will be present as well. I have asked literally no one, but it's possible. Summer isn't a person that does other stuff, right?
I don't do anything else.
Yep, it's true. She actually only exists in this Zoom call. We don't end the Zoom call after shows. We just sort of leave, and Summer hangs out in it and keeps it open for us. I live here. So yeah. But I think that's everything for me for now. Other stuff can be found on my Twitter and the links down below. All that good stuff. I do want to say thank you to everyone for coming and hanging out tonight. I fucking love this show, and I love the ridiculous heights that we can go to and the heartfelt, gut-wrenching depths that we can descend into. I love what we're doing here, and I'm excited to come back to it in 2 more weeks on October 5th, which will be our last episode before Big Bad Con. So see you then, but most importantly, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your night. Good night.